The woman you've empowered me to be. Staying on the path of emotional healing and freedom. 31-day devotional. Day 15. Get your prayer off of you. Romans 1:9, King James Version. For God is my witness, whom I serve with my spirit in the gospel of his Son, that without ceasing I make mention of you always in my prayers. Woman of God, you must understand that in order to receive anything from God, you must have an unselfish spirit. Sometimes we get so consumed in our anxieties of what we need that our prayer begins to take on a selfish tone without us realizing it. I remember one day I was in what I felt was fervent prayer about some things that I had been asking God for over and over and over again. Now, please don't mistake me. There is nothing wrong with pursuing God earnestly for something, but in my case, God had already given me my answer. I was just becoming selfish in my prayers. For instance, God would put people in my spirit for me to pray for, and I would say maybe one or two things on their behalf, and then I was right back on the topic of me and the topic of, when are you going to give me what I've asked for? Well, I remember one day in prayer, I had done that. And God interrupted me and said these words, "It's time to get your prayer off of you. I have done what I said I was going to do in your life. You now must wait for the manifestation of it. While you are waiting, I need you to intercede for my people." I felt so convicted in my heart. And that was all it took for me to realize that I had spent so much time being concerned about me and my stuff, that my neighbor, my sister, my brother, their stuff was on the back burner. Once I began earnestly praying for other people's healing, prosperity, freedom, and deliverance, I started to notice my anxieties about my own situations go away. The peace of God began to envelop me like a blanket, and I was able to focus better. My sister, we are all called to be intercessors, so I challenge you, do the unselfish thing today. Stop for a moment and think about your sister in Christ who is depressed. Consider the family who just lost their loved one serving his or her country in war. Think about that young teenager who just dropped out of school because of pregnancy. Take a visit to your local nursing home and be a companion to one whose family is no longer around. Take a trip to your hometown's local homeless shelter and be a blessing to them in some way. There are people whose conditions are so much worse than yours. The best thing you can do in your endeavor to remain whole is to help someone else become whole, even if it's through a simple prayer. So remember, whatever you do, get your prayer off of you. Your declaration. Lord, I declare that I will not have a selfish prayer life. Today I decree I will make an effort to take steps toward change and pray for someone else other than myself. Lord, not while I'm doing dishes or not a quick 1, 2, 3 prayer in the shower, but Lord, I will set aside time on my knees in my prayer closet, lying at your feet in intercession and supplication for the needs of your people. I thank you now that I am confident when I do this, you will take care of everything I asked you to do on my behalf. I declare I will be faithful about your business while you are faithful about mine. Lord, I am the woman you've empowered me to be.